Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Kyle makes a grand gesture, and Damian receives a shocking phone call Monday, June 7, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Michael comes face-to-face with Victor, Cole continues to struggle, and Audra's irked by Damian's suggestion. In the jazz lounge, Claire arrives with the cake, and Nikki tells her this is all incredible. Victor makes a speech about his wife, saying she has given him the world. Holding her in his arms, Victor tells her she's his purest joy and has his love and loyalty forever. As they kiss, everyone applauds. Nick and Victoria step up, tease their parents, and talk about their mother being glamorous, loving, and protective. They want her to know how much they love her and how much she means to them. Everyone in the room is fortunate to have Nikki in their lives, but they are the luckiest of all. Choking up, Nikki walks to the center of the room and hugs Victoria. She explains that she had a rough start, but her world was forever changed when she met the love of her life. She was blessed with amazing children who now have children of their own. She's surrounded by incredible friends who have supported her and saved her time and time again. She is always grateful. Looking at Esther, she says one person is sadly missing. She was the gutsiest and funniest woman to walk the earth, and she wishes she were there. They raise a glass to Catherine, and Nikki vows to live until she dies and cherish every moment. Victor and Nikki mingle with the guests. Victoria spots Cole at the entrance and rushes over to him. He explains he was delayed because he was dealing with remnants from his flu. Abby tells her father that his speech was great. Victor asks Devin why Lily is absent. Answering for her husband, Abby says inviting her was kind, and she hopes in time things will be less tense. Nikki is sure Neil would hope so too, and walks off to mingle. Devin tells Victor that his sister has the right to feel slighted, but the mustache thinks she should see that he did her a favor by sending her back to Winters. Nikki walks over to Claire and Kyle to thank them for their hard work. Claire gives party planner Pietro all the credit. When Nikki shakes his hand, he nods and gasps before blurting out how much he loves her and running away. Kyle can't blame the guy for being in awe. They assure her everything is set for operation. Victor. The man himself joins them and asks what they are talking about. Kyle looks shifty. Nick and Sharon notice Adam coming in late with Chelsea, and the brothers immediately begin talking about Nikki's new car. Chelsea loves the color and says the same model inspired her when she started designing. Nick and Sharon move along to chat with Ashley and Abby. Sharon asks about Tracy and suggests that she and the Abbott sit down together to talk it out. Ashley says that her sister needs to take things at her own pace and walks off. Abby follows her to the hors d'oeuvres table to check on her. Ashley downs some more champagne and admits hearing Sharon talk about Martin was awful. She's starting to worry that the progress she's made in therapy is coming undone. Abby thinks she should have known she wasn't okay. Her mom couldn't admit that her sense of well-being was so fragile, but assures her daughter she's taking all the necessary steps to handle it. Ashley promises she is being responsible and proactive. Devin runs into Sharon and Nick at the bar, and they chat about all the work at New Hope they've been doing. Sharon leaves to chat with Nikki, and the men joke about the blonde being alone with his mom. Devin asks if he's more than Sharon's escort tonight. Smirking, Nick shakes his head. Devin is impressed by how close he manages to stay to his exes. Nick explains you have to put the harsh feelings aside when you share kids. Jokingly, Devin asks if he has to use a calendar to split up time between Phyllis and Sharon. "I'm gonna get my kid sister to come get you before there's a problem," Nick jokes back. Victoria and Cole bump into Adam and Chelsea. Adam jokes about Cole moving to the ranch and being surrounded by the family. Chelsea says there are perks and it has been wonderful. They recall when Cole lived at the ranch. He coughs and Adam says he's looking a little rough. Cole claims he's on the upswing. Victor shuts Michael down. Michael and Lauren watch Victor, and he remarks on the awkwardness of all this. She's sure he wants to talk to his ex-boss. When Michael sees Nikki and her husband alone at the bar, he rushes over to congratulate the birthday girl. Nikki walks off to talk to Lauren. Victor says she shouldn't have left them alone. When Michael says he hopes they can work things out, Victor tells him not to count on it. The lawyer brings up the mysterious invitations from Dumas. Victor promptly reminds him that he no longer works for him, and this is none of his business. Across the room, Jack and Diane tell Nikki that she is glowing. They give credit for the night's events to Claire, and Diane says she's very much a Newman woman. Nikki brings up the mysterious surprise Kyle and Claire have planned to win Victor over. Jack hopes it doesn't blow up in their faces. Victor joins them, and Jack brings up the invitation to visit Dumas at his chateau. Nikki says they received the same invitation. Victor assumes it must be some business strategy related to Newman. Jack points out that Dumas has been in touch with Billy, and this must be about Abbott Communications. This doesn't seem to impress Victor. Diane says it could also be about something else entirely. Claire tries calling for everyone's attention, as Lauren tells Michael that she's proud of how he is handling this. She's sure that losing his father figure has cut deep, but begs him not to be drawn back into his circle. Michael doubts that could happen anytime soon. Across the floor, Jack tells Diane that she's the most beautiful woman he's ever held in his arms. He only has eyes for her. Meanwhile, Adam asks Chelsea if she's getting ideas for her birthday and suggests they do go-kart racing. She'd rather have a Ferrari. As everyone dances, Pietro sneaks over to Claire and Kyle to announce that things are ready and waiting for their approval. As they rush off, Cole and Victoria hope their daughter's plan works. Nick and Sharon also discuss how much they hope that things will work out for Claire. She knows it is a rite of passage in the family. A Newman has to fight for independence. How does that work out for everyone? He asks. Sharon is sure that Claire will find the life she wants. Kyle makes his grand gesture. Nikki thanks Victor for the beautiful evening, and they compare Sharon and Nick to Kyle and Claire. She feels Sharon has shown she doesn't deserve Nick. Victor is confident Kyle doesn't deserve Claire either. The lights suddenly dim, and the golden cake is wheeled out to Nikki. The guests count down, and she blows out the candles. After the claps die down, Kyle steps up to make a toast. He explains that he has known Nikki his entire life. She is beautiful, brilliant, and overwhelming. Her husband is a chess master and knows that the queen is the piece on the board with the most raw power. That's who Nikki is. Kyle goes on to say Nikki is loving, forceful, creative, and tough. Nikki's impact on the world has been lasting, and her family will continue to spread her unique form of love and caring. In honor of that ever-expanding circle, he hands her a gift. It's a charm bracelet with the names of all her grandchildren and great-grandchildren engraved on it. After she reads through all the names, she thanks him. "Long live the Queen," he toasts. Everyone raises their glasses to toast her. As Kyle hugs her, he looks over to Victor, who looks at him and then at Claire. Damian gets a surprising call at Society. Damian and Lily sit on the sofa by the window, and he asks her if she's regretting not attending the big Newman party. She complains they lack decency. She still isn't accepting they're manipulating her and pretending to be her friend. He can see she knows how to hold a grudge. Nate and Audra arrive and notes that the two of them seem to be spending a lot of time together. Is it business or pleasure? Damian teases that no one told him that having a brother means that everyone is already in his business. He sees that Dumas is calling him and walks off to take it. Nate and Audra tell Lily they are happy she seems to be getting past her suspicions of his brother. When Damian returns, he announces he's been fired by Dumas's assistant without explanation. Lily jumps to the assumption that Dumas must know he was planning to be a spy. Damian has doubts, but it doesn't matter since he was planning to leave his boss anyway. Lily worries that Amanda has been lying to them, and her boss actually is coming after Winters. Nate nods. Damian says that if Dumas does plan to go after Winters, he will have to go through him first. Audra is sure Damian must be angry about being cut loose. Damian doesn't see the point. Besides, now he doesn't have to think about disentangling himself from the company or going to France. Lily tells Nate about the invitation to Dumas' chateau. She's determined to go and get answers to all of their questions. This worries Nate, but Lily assures him it's fine. After a pensive moment, Damian explains that Holden is now out of a job too. He's been ordered to fire him, so it's up to him to get him a new gig. Immediately, he asks if Audra is hiring. She tries to control her cringe and then tries to fudge an excuse. Damian pitches his friend, hoping he can stay in town. I think he could surprise you, where secrets whisper through the air and emotions burn hotter than summer asphalt. The latest chapter in The Young and the Restless crackles with intensity and unexpected twists. In a week, already teeming with power plays and romantic upheaval, two names rise to the top of the hourglass: Kyle Abbott and Damian Marks. One, a legacy torn between past love and future ambition. The other, a mystery man whose phone just rang with the weight of 1,000 secrets. Kyle's grand gesture, a heart in his hands. For months, viewers have watched Kyle Abbott unravel. His marriage to Summer in ruins, his tryst with Audra crackling. With danger, and his role at Jabot increasingly uncertain, Kyle has been a man spiraling toward his own undoing. But this week, the eldest Abbott's son shifted gears. It started quietly. A call to Fenmore's, an inquiry about a certain custom engagement ring design. What followed was a flurry of whispered conversations, a hush-hush meeting with Lauren, Fenmore herself, and a reservation at the Genoa City Athletic Club's rooftop lounge. When the day came, Kyle emerged not as a scorned ex or corporate casualty, but as a man on a mission to reclaim his heart and rewrite his narrative. The target of this gesture? Not Audra, not even Summer. Instead, in a shock that rippled through fandoms, it was Claire Grace. Yes, that Claire, the enigmatic former Newman captive who has quietly won over both the Newmans and the Abbotts with her grace under fire and slow-burn bond with Harrison. In Kyle's eyes, she is not only Harrison's kindred spirit, but also the balm to his own fractured soul. He called the moment a chance to start over, not from where I left off, but from who I am now. As Claire stood there stunned, Kyle dropped to one knee, not with a proposal, but with a simple, symbolic ring box containing a family heirloom, his grandmother's locket, modified into a pendant that now holds a photo of Harrison. I don't want to claim you. I want to earn you, he said, as the rooftop fell silent. This isn't about rushing into something new. It's about honoring everything we've survived. Tears welled in Claire's eyes. But so did questions. Could she trust the gesture? Is Kyle ready for something real? Or is this another Abbott move made in desperation? Back at Jabot, shockwaves and schemes. Meanwhile, the fallout is already beginning. Summer, who watched the entire rooftop moment, from the bar, crushed her glass in disbelief. And Audra? She's not going down without a fight, as she told Tucker in a cryptic exchange later that day. If Kyle wants to rewrite his story, I'll make damn sure I control the pen. Expect fireworks and possibly sabotage in the coming episodes. Jabot's future and Kyle's personal redemption may hinge on how much of his heart he's really willing to bear. Enter Damian. The call that changes everything. While Kyle waded into the unpredictable waters of emotional truth, Damian Marks was about to have his own world cracked open. Still cloaked in intrigue, Damian, who arrived in Genoa City mere weeks ago, has already stirred up dust with Victor Newman, Chelsea Lawson, and even Nate Hastings. But nothing could prepare him for the phone call. It came just after midnight. Damian, alone in his penthouse, was sipping bourbon and staring at the portrait he keeps hidden behind a closet door. A woman's face, framed in silver. When the phone buzzed with a restricted number, he almost ignored it. Almost. Marks, he answered gruffly, a beat of silence. Then, "It's me. She's alive. And she remembers everything." Damian dropped the glass. Shards scattered across the floor, but he didn't move. His hand trembled, and for the first time since his arrival, the cracks in his icy veneer widened. "Are you sure?" he whispered. "She asked for you by name. And she knows what happened in Paris." The call ended as abruptly as it began, leaving Damian visibly shaken. But viewers now have confirmation of what's been long suspected, that the man hiding under tailored suits and a cool demeanor is harboring a tragedy, one with international consequences and a tie to someone presumed dead. And Paris? That's where Victoria once vanished. Could it be connected to the Newman heiress? Or is this a separate storyline set to explode? Chelsea and Connor, unwitting pawns as. Damian reeled. Chelsea began growing suspicious. She and Damian have shared easy chemistry, but his evasiveness is now sparking concern. Her son Connor, who has been interacting more with Damian, recently confided that he talks like someone who's waiting for bad news. Is Chelsea on the cusp of discovering a secret that could tie Damian to more than just shady business? Could he be linked to Adam or even Billy's past in ways no one expected? The looming storm back in the Abbott mansion, Jack senses a shift. When Ashley returned from Paris, another thread that may connect to Damian, she had a cryptic warning. "There are people walking through Genoa City right now who shouldn't be breathing our air." It's clear now she wasn't just speaking metaphorically. As the pieces begin falling into place, a larger picture is forming, one involving legacy secrets, buried betrayals, and a storm building on Genoa City's horizon. Kyle's grand gesture may be the spark of personal redemption, but Damian's phone call, that may be the fuse that blows it all sky high. Coming up, next Claire must decide whether to open her heart or run from the flames. Audra hatches a plan to sabotage Kyle's. Fresh start, and it may involve Harrison. Damian sets off on a midnight drive to a remote cabin, where someone he thought dead might just be waiting. Victor demands answers from Ashley about her cryptic remarks, and receives a photo that leaves him white with rage. Stay tuned, because in Genoa City, even the most beautiful gestures can come wrapped in danger, and sometimes a single phone call is all it takes to change everything.